One of the many benefits of getting older, in addition to saying whatever you want and no one batting an eye, is Social Security. Once you turn 62, you can choose to receive a percentage of your Social Security retirement benefits, better known as cold, hard cash. Social Security's Board of Trustees found Social Security funds will be greatly depleted by the year 2034, which for some would make retirement less of a reality and more of a dream. A 2021 survey done by Nationwide found that 71% of Americans are worried that Social Security will run out in their lifetime. So should we all be worried? Are we gonna have to work forever? This is Common Sense, a finance show that teaches you everything school didn't. To help us through the hot and complex topic of Social Security, we spoke with Jill Schlesinger, a certified financial planner turned Emmy Award-winning analyst for CBS News. Any insight, Jill?
Sure. This is one of those programs that came out of the Great Depression, and it was created because there were a lot of people who were working and really didn't have a pension.
Sorry to interrupt, but I quickly want to explain what a pension is, or was. Many municipal and government workers still have them, but they've slowly been on their way out since the 80s, when 401ks took over. With most pensions, your employer stuffs money away for you as you work. They assume all the investment and management risks involved, and workers make contributions only if they want. However, pensions are pretty much a thing of the past because...
I know this is shocking, she says, dripping with sarcasm, but pensions were very expensive for companies and they were very good for workers. So guess what happened? They've gone away. And that just shows you the power of corporate America.
Okay, that's brutal, but back to the task at hand.
The way the Social Security system works, which is kind of hard to explain, is that the people who are currently working pay taxes, and those taxes go to pay for retirees and their benefits.
That's right. Social Security exists because of payroll tax deductions, which, as CNBC notes, are taken, quote, directly out of an employee's paycheck and are paid by both employees and employers. In 2022, you and your employer each pay 6.2% on the first $147,000 that's earned. If you are self-employed, you pay the full 12.4%. And you might be asking, is this money that you're paying going straight to your fund, waiting for you to finish your stint in capitalism so you can reap the rewards when you're old enough to call it quits? Not exactly. The money you're paying now through your payroll tax deduction is thrown into a fund that helps out those who are already retired. Look at you, selfless king.
Because there were so many people working, there was extra money that was put into the Social Security system. In other words, there were more people working than there were people retired. And so there was an excess that was accumulating. But as baby boomers are now retiring, all of that excess is being wrung out, meaning that now all of a sudden, when we look at the numbers, we say there's more people retiring than there are people working.
With workers on the downswing and Social Security beneficiaries on the upswing, excess funds are projected to run out by 2034, or when Jacob Tremblay turns 28, if you prefer to measure time that way. The 2021 Social Security Trustees Report found that if current trends continue, starting in 2034, retirees will only receive 78% of their full benefit, which is a 22% cut for my math buddies. Because many rely exclusively on Social Security to carve out a future after work, the thought of it eventually fizzling out is extremely worrisome, which is why it's important to give your 401k or other retirement plans attention, if you have them.
Boring people like me try to approach the world as the path of least resistance. So, let me explain what I mean. If you have a 401k or a 403b or a Section 457 plan through work, you're working at an organization that has a plan where you can pull money out of your paycheck automatically and money goes into that plan, whether it happens on a pre-tax or an after-tax basis. That's usually the easiest thing to do. And when we have a frictionless solution to a problem, I like that one. I also think that a lot of people have matching components in their plans. So they shouldn't just say, oh, I don't want to use this plan. If there is any kind of match, you want to use your company's plan up or your organization's plan up to the matching level.
As for the future of Social Security, perhaps your mind can rest easy knowing that it's one of the most popular systems in the history of the United States. A 2020 AARP survey found that the program was supported by more than 90% of people across party lines. It truly might be the only thing Americans can agree on, other than the fact that Space Jam 2 wasn't very good. And while Social Security might have a few issues at the moment, there's an array of solutions.
There are many ways that we can change the math around Social Security. We could say to everybody, hey, you have to pay more in FICA taxes. No one would like that, but we could do that. We could also say the amount of the tax, which is now 12.4% total, half by the employer, half by the employee, we could say we could raise that maybe by 0.1%. Maybe we go, instead of saying 6.2% for every person working, maybe it's 6.3%. And the other thing we could do is we could apply Social Security taxes to more of people's wages. For this year, for 2022, you pay 6.2% on the first $147,000 that's earned. We could say, hey, anyone who earns up to $250,000 would have to pay more taxes. So there's a lot of ways to fix the Social Security problem. The good news is that it's a fixable problem.
So don't worry about Social Security depleting, or even worse, vanishing just yet. Jill has faith that there will be a solution to the problem. And I'm not sure what else to say, but she's been doing this stuff for a long time. And even if the worst does happen, there are many supplemental retirement options available, such as a 401k, a Roth plan, or another personal retirement plan. So try to find a healthy balance of maintaining your financial footing today while putting money away for later. That's all for this episode of Common Sense. Thanks so much for watching.